Hey guys, it's me Macy and welcome back to today's video. So I'm super excited for today's video because I'm going to be going through my TBR/to-be-read list for books that I want to read this year. So I'm just gonna run down all the books that I want to read this year and kind of just take all the book recommendations that I've heard and seen on TikTok and kind of just combine them into one big video and share some book ideas with you guys. I actually just wrote a blog post on all my favorite books from 2021, so make sure to check that out. I will leave that in the description down below. And yeah, I've seen these books all over YouTube and they're personally like some of my favorites to watch. I love watching book videos, so I thought I would just film my own book video and share with you guys some books that I want to read this year. So up first, I'm going to start with books that I actually own and that I need to read this year. This is the first book that I actually read this year. It's a sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So there's one more book left in this series and it's called Good as Dead. So that is the first book on my TBR list. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite series ever. Highly recommend. Characters are absolutely my favorite. It's a little mystery, tiny bit of romance. Everything about these books I love, so yeah. Next up, I have these three books, and yeah, this is the Twilight series. I'm that lame and haven't read the Twilight series before. I already read Twilight and New Moon, so for Christmas I just got the last two books and then Midnight Sun. I actually started Eclipse last night. I'm already 50 pages in. These books are very intimidating because pretty thick. So I was a little hesitant to start them just because I know how much time these are going to take to read, but I got them for Christmas and so I'm obviously going to read them. Next up, I'm so excited to read this book. It is People We Meet on Vacation. I have Beach Read by Emily Henry and I really enjoyed it. I feel like a lot of people that read Emily Henry like this book better than Beach Read, so if that's the case, I'm very excited to read this one. I'm going to take these away now because they just don't look. So the first book that I really want to read this year is The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood. I've seen this book all over my TikTok and people just love it, so I really want to give it a try, see if I like it myself. So this next book has been really popular in 2021 and I haven't read it yet, and that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've seen a lot of mixed feelings about this book, mostly positive, but some people just don't like it, so that makes me want to read it so I can have an opinion on it. So continuing with books written by Taylor Jenkins Reid, another book that I really want to read this year is Daisy Jones and the Six. I've heard great things about this book and it apparently I think is about a band in the 70s, and that little summary right there is enough to make me want to read the book, so yeah. And then she also wrote Malibu Rising, which I don't know a ton about, but I know a lot of people have read it and liked it, so maybe I'll have to check that out as well. This next book I don't really know a ton about, but I know that people that have read it have given it 5 stars, and that is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelitas. Yeah, I believe it's a thriller mystery book, and those are some of my favorite genres, so I really want to read this, and I was so close to ordering it at Target. It's literally in my Target cart right now, so we'll have to see if I want to get it or not. The next book that I want to read this year is Love in Other Words by Christina. This book recommendation actually came from Haley Pham, who is a YouTuber and she does a whole bunch of book videos. She gave it a 5-star rating and said it was one of her favorite books ever, so that makes me want to read it. Christina also wrote The Unhoneymooners, which I heard is really good. I haven't read it yet, so that is also something on my TBR list. All over my TikTok and book YouTubers that I watch, they all have read 50 books, and I have just kind of gotten into reading this past summer and I've read about 9 books, so. The next couple books that I want to read are by none other than Colleen Hoover. I love her writing. The books that I have read by Colleen Hoover are Verity, Ugly Love, and then It Ends With Us. I really want to read November 9th and then Regretting You, but if you have a favorite Colleen Hoover book, let me know what it is down below. The next book on my TBR list is The Song of Achilles. I've heard great things about this book. Everyone seems to love it, but the reason I haven't read it yet is because I believe it's kind of historic fiction slash kind of told in ancient times, and that personally just isn't my favorite genre. Yeah, it's kind of about Greek and mythology, which I really like mythology, just not to read for fun. So if you think it's good and you think I should give it a try, comment down below because I actually do want to read it. I just Not sure if I'm gonna like it or not. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Everyone loves that book, and I believe they made it into like a movie or a series or something. So I kind of want to read that book. It seems kind of good. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey Mcquisten. That looks really good. So right now I'm on Goodreads, which I just made an account. Honestly, I have no idea how to use the app, but I will put my username on the screen and in the description. The Cruel Prince. I've heard a lot of great things about this book. It's by Holly Black. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so let me know if it's good or not. The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. I've seen this cover all over like in the stores, and it's caught my eye because the cover looks really cute. So that is a book that I want to read this year. Do I know anything about it? Honestly, no, but I like it. Okay, so my camera just shut off, and so I'm not sure where the last clip ended, but that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe this video gave you guys some book recommendations or inspired you to get into the habit of reading. So like I said in the intro, I did a book video in the past, so I will leave that in the description. And I also recently just did a blog post of my favorite books of 2021 and books you need to read in 2022. So I will leave that in the description as well. That is on me and my sister's blog, which is called soulsistersblog.com. And that's just a little shameless plug to go follow our blog, follow our blog's Instagram. And lastly, feel free to leave any book suggestions down in the comments. Any of your favorite books or books you think I should read, or your reviews of some of the books that I have read. I'm so interested in hearing what you guys have to say or what books you liked. And let me know if you want to see more book related videos. I know that is usually not like my normal content, but I've been really interested in watching book videos on other people's channels, and I think they're super popular on YouTube right now. And I really like reading, so let me know what you want to see or what other kind of videos you want to see. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and see you guys later. Ooh, Pride and Prejudice. I can't get myself to read any more classic novels. This is getting sidetracked, but I actually took a class in high school called Classic Novels that was supposed to be like an advanced class for like, supposed to help us with like composition, which is a college class that we took our senior year, blah blah blah. And basically the whole class was reading classic novels. It was probably my least favorite class of high school, but I read some good books. The Great Gatsby, Lord of the Flies, which I surprisingly loved. Like, I really liked that book. The Color Purple. We read Hamlet. Couldn't tell you a thing about that book now, but we read it. Might have read more, but yeah. Pride and Prejudice was definitely one of the books that we could have read, but I didn't want to.